You know, here in Michigan, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time can land you in a whole mess of trouble with the law.
As the 7 investigators have shown you, a little-known state law allows cops to seize your cash and your property without ever even accusing you of a crime. But now that law could be changing.
Yeah, here's 7 investigator Ross Jones.
I felt like a criminal, like I had done something wrong, or I don't know, I was just scared. Like, what did I do?
Selena Ratliff didn't do anything wrong on a night more than 7 months ago, not according to police or prosecutors or anyone else at this home on Indiana Street in Detroit. But just because she wasn't a criminal didn't mean she couldn't be treated like one. Her troubles started on November 12, 2014. The 22-year-old with no criminal record had dropped off her niece to have her hair done. To help pass time, she met up with a friend at a nearby home. She didn't know the owner well and planned to stay for just a few minutes.
We had been there for maybe 15, 20 minutes. I was getting ready to leave, and I just heard yelling at the door, and I just was scared. I didn't know what was going on.
It was a drug raid being executed by Detroit police, and after they kicked in the door, cops lined up everyone inside.
So they had guns pointed at you?
Yes, and we had to lay face down on the ground. All my stuff was thrown all over the living room. My glasses were broke. They broke them in half.
Police did find marijuana here at the home, but none that belonged to Selena or her friend. Cops left without charging either of them with a crime, but they didn't leave empty-handed. They seized her 2011 Kia Soul and about $30 found in her purse. And they could do it thanks to Michigan's asset forfeiture laws, which allow cops to seize money and property that they suspect had been used to buy or sell drugs. Cops told her if she wanted to fight the forfeiture, she needed to fork over $720 in bond, money she had to borrow from her mom. Without it, cops could auction her car off and keep the proceeds. Last year alone, police throughout Michigan reported seizing more than $24 million in cash and property from people suspected of criminal activity.
So you don't have a car, you don't have $720.
Right.
What do you do next?
Keep paying the car note. I thought that there was a chance that I would get it back, so I kept paying my car note every month on time.
But unfortunately, this one element of law has really turned that on its head, and we're trying to rectify it.
State Representative Jeff Irwin from Ann Arbor is pushing to reform Michigan's forfeiture laws. Since our first story aired back in May, the House Judiciary Committee heard testimony from other victims of what Irwin calls forfeiture abuse, people like Jennifer Hensey. After a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis, her neurologist suggested she use medical marijuana to manage her symptoms. Last July, cops raided her home, suspecting her of drug trafficking.
They have had my stuff for 10 months. My ladders, my iPads, my children's iPads, my children's phones.
A judge quickly dismissed the charges, but that didn't mean Hensey's problems were over.
I went to the prosecutor's office in St. Clair County on Friday morning and said, how do I go about getting my stuff back? The prosecutor came out to me and said, well, I can still beat you in civil court. I can still take your stuff.
After hearing Hensey's testimony, the House overwhelmingly voted through a group of bills that would raise the standard of proof needed to forfeit someone's property in Michigan and require departments to keep track of forfeitures and report them to state police. The bill now needs the Senate's approval. But if changes do come, they won't be anytime soon. And today, Selena Ratliff is still waiting. She's been without her car for nearly 8 months. It's sitting here at a police impound lot just a few miles from her home. So close, and yet so far.
I've always had a job. I always went to school. I've always done everything the right way for the most part, so I don't know why. It's just like, why did this happen to me?
Today, Selena Ratliff was told if she wants to get her car back, she'll need to pay almost $2,000. $900 going to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office and more than $1,000 to DPD, all for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Selena doesn't have the money to hire a lawyer. She says she's hoping to find someone who will take her case pro bono. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.
Well, as Ross said, it may take a while, but at least change may be coming.
Well, he's staying on the story, and so we'll see what happens there. Right now, we're talking